working with Trey Ramirez on the system compromise assignment. The box that we selected to compromise for this assignment is CAP on Hack the Box. It's an easy Linux box, and the whole goal is that it's running an HTTP server that performs administrative functions, including performing network captures, but we want to exploit the improper controls that result in IDOR, which is Insecure Direct Object Reference, and essentially exploiting and gaining access to another user's capture. And the capture, like a network capture, contains plain text credentials that we use to gain access to their system and escalate privileges to root. And so essentially it's just like you find the credentials for this user through like a network capture. And just log in and escalate privileges. Okay, so first off we have the target's address right here. So I'm gonna copy that. So the first thing that we usually want to do is just do some recon. So let's do nmap first, like our trusty nmap. So we're gonna say nmap. We're gonna say use the p nmap-p, and this will scan on all of the ports, not just the first 1000 because that's default behavior, but we're just gonna do minwrite 10,000. And that's going to send at minimum 10,000 packets, 10.129.35.52, and that's just to speed it up because usually nmap kind of takes a while depending on what you're doing, but this will speed it up. So this is just going to scan the target and see what's open. Like, what can we do? Okay, so we see that we have FTP service open, we have an SSH service, and then we also have an HTTP. This is the main one we're going to be exploiting, but you know what? It won't hurt to just try the other ones and just see if anything is open. 129.2 or 35.52. Let's just see, like, maybe there's just something, let's say anonymous, and then try no password. What happens here? Oh, okay, nothing. So we don't really want to do that then. Okay, what about SSH? Let's try if maybe there's like a misconfiguration with the SSH. 10.129.35.52. See, no password, let's just see. Oh, okay. Guess that's not an option either. Okay. And so we just tried connecting. There's kind of nothing there. Let's just try nmap again and see what else is going on. If there's anything specific going on for any of these services. So nmap scv, this will do the service diversion detection and also run the default scripts on the ports. So we're going to do port 21, 22, 80, and then on this machine 10.129.35.52. So we're just going to let that go. See what's going on here. Just give it a second, it usually takes a little while. Okay, and so we see there's stuff going on here. Security dashboard on HTTP. Okay. So now let's just try to, you know what, from like a past Hack the Box, you've seen that you can just go and try and log into the HTTP thing. So let's just go and try to connect to it. So HTTP 10.129.35.52. See what's going on here. Okay, so now we're a user named Nathan. Interesting. On a dashboard, a security dashboard. Okay. Just see what we can find. Let's check the whatever's on here. The security snapshot. This could be interesting. So, okay, I already see up here we have like data 1. There's kind of nothing right here. There's no data, so even if we downloaded anything, there wouldn't really be anything. Let's try, what happens when we go to data 0? What happens here? Oh, okay. So now there's some information. So honestly, let's just see what happens when we try and download. Let's download this capture. This is a capture file, so it's called a PCAP, and this is essentially all of the packets and a record of all of the packets and everything that happened on the network. you can record these kind of things, but it just records all the traffic that goes through. And you can use this for like Wi-Fi hacking sometimes, or anything like that. By like recording the packet, you can see everything going over the network. But yeah, so let's just so now that we have the capture file, we kind of have everything that's in our network. So let's just go ahead and see what's in this capture file. So I'm on the desktop right now. Let's leave and let's go to the downloads because that's where I downloaded it. Okay, so now we're just going to do Wireshark 0.pcap. Let's take a look at this capture file. So what's in here? This just lets you check everything out in the capture file. Sometimes some people will like scramble like bits over here and you can do some crazy stuff there, but just look around. Things like get request. I'll just get the Favico. It's kind of normal stuff, really. Okay. So we have the user. The user is Nathan. Their password and their credentials are stored here in plain text in this capture file. So let's write that down. Let's write down their password. BUCKET. Okay, cool. So now that we have their credentials, what should we do? So we know that there is the services running of SSH, and we know FTP. So, I mean, honestly, I'm more comfortable with SSH, so let's just go ahead and try that since we have the credentials now. Let's just try to log in to their SSH like we were doing earlier. SSH Nathan at 10, we have their user 129.35.52 since that is the IP of the target. Okay, so now it's prompting for the password. Now we got that password from the pcap file. Just type it in. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So let's just like look around a little bit. What's going on here? Oh, beautiful. We have the user flag right here. Cat user.txt.
So what we need to do is that we need to escalate the privileges to get root access so that we can put in a backdoor so that we can get access to it, later in the future. This would be good as, hackers. So what we can do is we can use getcap, which is the main command that finds and outputs capabilities, the R flag that allows for recursively search the file system, and then the /2 dev null, so it doesn't output any errors. Okay, let's get this running. Okay, and okay, looks like nothing came up, so let me take a look at this again. Let me see. Up arrow. Oh, I see the issue. Okay, let me move over. Add that space. Okay, yep, that looks like the issue, so I got to add the space, and now we see a bunch of capabilities all set up. I have a whole list and it's still running, but the main one we want to focus is on Python 3.8. As this has the capability to set the user ID, this is important because the user ID determines if you are root or if you're just another user on the system. So, if we can set this user ID, then we can use this to set the user ID to root and therefore escalate our privileges. So you're thinking probably, so now what can we do? What we can do is we can go to a website. We can go to the website GTF opens, which is something that essentially has payloads that are pre-created. And so right now we have Python pulled up since we have Python installed. And this will essentially say, okay, if you send this payload to this system, it will spawn a shell. And so using capabilities, which I already pulled up, this executable can spawn an interactive shell. So we're going to use the Python and use this capability needed to set the cap set UID, which we saw earlier right here. So we're going to do this and essentially just spawn a shell. This is kind of a payload itself. This is Python. If you've ever built your own payloads from scratch, this is what the syntax looks like of it. The structure, so this is going to set the user ID to root and then execute show. So just paste it right here. Okay, got that. Oh, okay, looks like it's not working. Let me take a look at this. Let's try Python 3.8 instead of just Python. Okay, and looks like still nothing. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me try typing exit. Okay, and let's try a different one that I found beforehand from GTF Opens. So let's do Python 3.8-C right here. Okay. Import os dot set UID 0 os system bin bash. Okay. Okay, perfect. Looks like it was able to spawn a root shell. So let's take a look at here real quick and see. Let's do ls. Let's see what we get. Okay, user. Okay, let's change to root. Okay, ls. Okay, and there we go. There's our root flag. So let's do cat root. Okay, perfect. And there we go. There's our full root flag. Hope you guys enjoyed and that you guys learned something new.